Good morning, girls. Today we are going to start the geography second lesson, and I think all of you had completed your notes of first lesson, and many of you got the doubt whether in which book you have to write the geography notes. I already said that you have to write the notes in a long 200 pages book, one side rule book. Okay, children? Now let us go into the second lesson, that is the lines on the globe. Where do we live? On the earth. How does the earth look like? It looks like a ball, isn't children? So this we cannot go on the earth every time and see the places located like the oceans or seas or continents or lakes and everything. So they have the great people, they have made this earth into a small three-dimensional shape. It is nothing but a globe. See, once children, this is the globe. It is a model of the earth. It is a three-dimensional figure. So, once see children, the earth as we know is a huge body. To enable its effective study, a much smaller representation on the earth was created. This is called a globe. What is a globe here? A globe is a small three-dimensional model of the earth, just like the earth. It is looking like the earth, Alinoma? Yes, but it is small in size. It is easy to carry. We can carry this globe anywhere. So that's why we cannot carry the whole earth, isn't it? We can carry this model of the earth. It is spherical. It is spherical and its axis is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees. So it is just tilted. You can see here we are having an axis. It is an imaginary line. It is axis. The axis is an imaginary line running through the center of the body around which the body rotates. The points where an axis intersects with the globe's surface are called North Pole, and this is South Pole. This is North Pole, this is South Pole. The globe has another imaginary line running around in the middle in the east-west direction. Okay, from the east to west in the middle of the globe, and it is called as the equator. It is called as the equator and it is the 0 degrees latitude. The equator divides the globe into two equal halves. See, it is dividing the globe into two equal halves. This is northern hemisphere and this is southern hemisphere. Okay, children. Now, how to locate the places on the globe? Let us see. Since a globe is a true representation of the earth, it helps us understand the correct shape and size of the continents, countries, oceans and seas on the earth. So, here in this we are having different lines like this. These are latitudes. Okay, so these lines help us to represent the correct shape, correct size, correct distance of the oceans, countries, seas and everything. Okay, so we do this with the help of two sets of imaginary lines called lines of latitudes and lines of longitudes. So here we are having, see, you can see this globe in the form of a net. Net means what? Like this. These are longitudes, these are latitudes. So how it is like a net, that is called as a grid. See, you can see on the globe the lines of latitudes and longitudes, it's forming like a grid. Okay, so with the help of these both the lines, two sets of lines, lines of latitudes and longitudes, we can locate the distance and size, the exact size of the continents, countries, states and everything. So first let us know about the lines of latitudes. So these latitudes is the distance of a point on the earth's surface north or south of the equator. It is expressed in degrees north or N or south S, depending on whether it lies to the north or south of the equator. As the lines of latitudes lie parallel to the equator, they are known as parallels. See, these are also called as parallels. What they are called? Parallels. On a globe, parallels are actually circles that grow smaller towards the poles. See, suppose this is the globe and this is the equator. Here we are having parallels like this. And see, when it is going towards the poles, it is becoming smaller, isn't it? When it is going towards the poles like this, it is becoming smaller. Okay, so the equator is the 0 degrees parallel. Here it is 0 degrees equator. This is the middle line, equator. 0 degrees parallel, it divides the earth into northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. The lines of latitudes are equidistant from each other and are drawn at an interval of 1 degree. Means, see children, here we are having, these are parallels. Means the distance from here to here, it takes 1 degree. This is 1 degree, like that. And you can see 1 degree is nothing but 111 kilometers. The distance from one line to another line is about 111 kilometers. And each degree of latitude is divided into 60 equal minutes. And each minute is divided into 60 equal seconds. I am saying once again, see children. Here, these are lines of latitudes. They are also called parallels. From the distance between one parallel to another parallel, it is 1 degree. 1 degree is nothing but 111 kilometers from one line to the other line. And it is having 60 equal minutes and each minute is divided into 60 equal seconds. So, with the help of this, we are having even heat zones. So, parallels help us mark the heat zones of the earth. Due to the tilted nature of the earth's axis, there is an unequal distribution of heat and solar energy on the surface of the earth. See, this is the earth children and it is little tilted. Means it is not exactly like this, but it is little tilted. So what happens is, when it is tilted, the rays of the sun, suppose here we are having a sun, the rays here it is falling like this. So the places which are near, means which is the rays which are falling here, they experiences lot of heat, and the rays which are coming slanting like this on the globe, they feel little less heat when compared to the places which are having the direct rays. Well, will experience the lot of heat, and places which are having the slanting rays on them, they experiences little less heat. Okay children, so places that receive the vertical rays of the sun receive more heat and are hotter than places that receive the slanting rays of the sun. Based on the amount of solar energy received, each hemisphere is divided into 3 heat zones. So let us see the 3 heat zones. What are those? They are the torrid zone, temperate zone and the frigid zone. So once let us see about the three zones. Yes, ma'am. So we are having three heat zones. That is the torrid zone, temperate zone and the frigid zone. Frigid zone. So this is the globe. Here we are having the earth is divided equally. It is the equator. It lies on the 0 degrees. Isn't it? This is the northern hemisphere and this is the southern hemisphere. So above the equator, near the Tropic of Cancer and below the equator of Tropic of Capricorn, here this area is the torrid zone, and here the sun rays falls directly here in the torrid zone. So the temperature in the torrid zone is very hot, and the places which are located in this torrid zone means above the equator, from the equator to the Tropic of Cancer, from the equator to the Tropic of Capricorn, this full becomes under the torrid zone and the rays of the sun falls directly on it, so it experiences very hot temperature. Next, after the torrid zone, let us know about the temperate zone. And this temperate zone is located Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the north and Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle between these latitudes. Tropic of Cancer and Antarctic Circle, Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle, Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle. So these places is the temperate zone. The places which are located in these areas experiences the temperate zone, and the sun's rays are little slanting. You can see, so the rays of the sun falls little slanting on these areas. So the places experiences little moderate temperature, not too hot or not too cool. So this is about the temperate zone. When we go to the frigid zone, means above the equator from the Arctic Circle to the North Pole is the frigid zone, and from the Antarctic Circle to the South Pole is the frigid zone. So these places are located near the poles and the climate is very cool. You already learned before, children, the places which are located near the poles experiences very cool climate. Why? Because here the sun's rays will be very far slanting and very far the rays will be falling on this both frigid zone from the places in the Arctic to North Pole and Antarctic to the South Pole belongs to the frigid zone, and the temperature is very cool. The places which are located in these places experiences very cool climate. So once look into the textbooks, ma'am. The torrid zone, the region between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, is known as a torrid zone or tropical zone. The midday sun shines directly over the places lying between the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn at least once a year. Therefore, this region receives maximum heat and is the hottest zone. Most of the South India lies in the torrid zone. So, even here we are having India, and most of India will be located in this torrid zone only. That's why we experience this very hot climate. Next, about the temperate zone. The regions lying between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere are called the temperate zone. As the midday sun does not shine directly over the places lying beyond the tropics, these regions receive slanting rays and are thus moderately heated. I told you, no children, the suns, they are having slanting rays. So that's why they experiences moderate temperature, because the sun's rays are little slanting on them. Then about the frigid zone. The angle of the sun's rays keeps decreasing as we go towards the pole. See, the sun's rays so far it is falling. So it will be little decreasing. Thus, in the regions lying between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole and the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole in the southern hemisphere, very little heat is received from the sun and they are very cold. These regions are known as frigid zone or polar regions. See children, for today you learn up to here. Read the textbook completely up to here. See the difficult words which are present in the lines here. And try to learn these topics which I said to you today. In tomorrow's class, we will complete the remaining lesson. Okay children? Thank you.